In this tutorial, we are going to learn all the concepts related to OOP, and we will see how to use OOP concepts in PHP. Okay, if you are seeing this PHP tutorial, then I am pretty much sure that you are aware of what is PHP, because if you know PHP, then only you can do this. This is the advanced topic of PHP. Okay, PHP is nothing but it is a server-side programming language, and it is mostly used for back-end programming. Okay, talking about OOPs, before telling any definition of OOPs, let's see an example of this, and we will see why we are using OOP concepts in PHP and what is the use of using these OOPs. So let's understand this using an example, and then you yourself will feel that yes, it is very easy and we have to use OOP concepts in PHP to reduce our code and also to reuse our code. Okay, so let's get started. I will just explain you the example and you will understand that what are classes and what are objects in OOPs. Now just assume that you have a big bike manufacturing company, and there you manufacture lot of bikes. Okay, each bike has engines, each bike has the brakes, each bike has many functionalities like colors, weights. Okay, we have many things in bikes. Okay, now suppose you just imagine you are manufacturing many bikes, and suppose you are manufacturing this bike, and this bike is having different color. And suppose if you just manufacture this bike is having different color, different weight, and also different structure. Okay, if you manufacture this bike, you can see each bike is having different color, different structure, and also the different, many concepts are different. Many things, they are not common in this particular bikes. But if you see here, we have the common things. We have common things like we have the engine structure. For all bikes, we have brake, we have stop functionality, we have start functionality, how to start the bike. Okay, for each bike we are going to have the same kind of functionality. We will be having handles, we will be having lights to each bike. Okay, we are having some common things in each particular bikes. And also the uncommon things is very natural, the color, the weight, the design, the structure. Okay, whatever we can see, they are completely different. They are not common at all in each particular bike. So there are common things and there are uncommon things. But if you start designing, but if you start creating the engine for each design, but if you start creating the structure for each bike, then it becomes a problem and it is also time consuming. So instead of that, we are just going to create a template like this. Okay, we are just going to create template of bike, and we are going to refer this template, and we are going to create many bikes using this template. Okay, suppose this bike is having handles, this bike is having wheel, engines, lights. Okay, whatever common things we are having, we are just going to create the template of that, and in this template we are going to create multiple bikes. Okay, that is nothing but our objects, and this template, whatever we are creating to refer to make our objects, is nothing but our class. Okay, class is nothing but it is a template, and object is nothing but it is an instance of class. We are just referring the class template and we are making our different objects, and we can create multiple objects using the same class. We are not limited to making objects, we can create as many as objects we need. Okay, this is all about classes and objects. Classes, if you take an example of vegetables, vegetable is a class, and all the vegetables like brinjal, potato, all the vegetables, that are objects. Vegetable is the main class, and whatever vegetables we are having, that are the objects, because each vegetable is having different color, different taste, different weight. Okay, depending on their properties, we are creating objects, but vegetable is the class. If you take an example of fruits, even fruit has the same thing. Each we are having different fruits, apple, mango, banana, pineapple. We are having many fruits, and each fruit is having different taste, different color, different weight. Okay, that is called as objects, and fruit is a class. If you take an example of book, we are just creating a book template, and inside book template we are having author name, we will be having number of pages, we are having many things, and using that template, referring that template, we are creating multiple books. We are creating computer science book, social science book, maths book, and each book we will be having author name, we will be having page number. Okay, whatever, we will be having some size. Okay, whatever styles, whatever design, whatever template we are having, that objects can have their own styles, and also they can refer the common styles from the class. Okay, this is all about classes and objects. If you understand these two concepts, why you are using classes and objects, then you are halfway through object oriented programming language, because classes and objects are the two main pillars of object oriented programming language. A class is nothing but it is a template for creating object, and object is nothing but it is an instance of class. Using that template, we are going to create multiple objects, and each object is having different values. Okay, now we have seen for bike. For each bike we are having different color. If I just show you an example, each bike is having different color, different weight, but the functionality like brake, handles, mirrors, okay, all are common. So that is, we are just creating the template for that, and using that template we are going to create multiple objects, and based on that we are just going to give the separate values for each object. If we take an example of human beings, okay, we are the human beings, the structure, the skeleton is the template, and each human being is having different values, like we have different colors, we have different height, okay, we have different hair colors, we have many values inside us, and the skeleton is the structure. Using the structure God has created us, okay, and we are the object. A skeleton is the structure, that is the class, okay, that is our template. If you go to bank, in bank you are creating new account and they will be giving you form, okay, that form is the template, and for each person they will be giving that template, and inside the template we are going to fill our details, and for each user the details will be different. For each user different account will be created. So that form is the template, and using that template we are giving the details, and our separate account will be created. Okay, we can assume lot of examples, you can explore the examples, and then you are going to understand what are classes and objects in more advanced level way. You can take any examples, and for each and everything we have a template, and using that template we are just going to create multiple objects. Now PHP Oop, if I just come here, it is just a way of writing PHP code in more simpler and more easier way, because it is going to reduce plenty of lines of code, and also it makes our code more readable, and also it is very easy to understand. It is going to structure our program in very beautiful and in very nice way. It is just a way of writing. If you are going to college and studying, and later on you are doing correspondence and studying, that doesn't mean that you can't go to college and you can't study. Okay, it is just a way of thinking, just a way of writing code in more easier way. Okay, you can assume anything, you can take lot of examples, and you can understand this PHP Oop concept. Once you understand this one, then you yourself will feel that it is very easy, and we have to learn this, we have to explore this concept, because it is going to reduce lot of our time in writing multiple lines of code. Okay, so let's get started into this course. So this was the introduction. So before moving further into practical knowledge, I welcome you all to this channel, and thank you so much for taking your time and seeing this video. So let's get started. Okay, now why we have to use this object oriented programming language over procedural programming language? Because there are many advantages of using OOP concepts, and the first of all is it is very easy and it is easy to understand. Okay, it takes time to understand, but once you learn this one, once you understand this one, then nobody can stop you from using all the concept of OOPs in your programs. It is very easy, and it also helps us to keep our code dry. Okay, dry is nothing but DRY. Okay, don't repeat yourself. For each bike we are not going to create separate style, separate engine. Okay, we are just going to refer the template and we are going to write the code for that. So it is going to reduce, it is going to keep our code dry. For each thing we don't have to write the code, we just have to refer, and whatever that bike, that object is having, that we can give the properties. So it allows us to keep the code dry. It also helps in reusing the code. Okay, we can reuse the code and we can make our code more readable and more understandable. And it is also going to provide the clear structure, because once we learn the syntax of how to create classes and objects, then first we are going to create the class, and using that class we are going to create the objects. Okay, it is also going to give the beautiful structure so that everybody can understand this one. And also, if you just think the class, whatever we are creating, that class, the same class is having, that same class can be used in another program, you can easily do that one, you can copy paste that one. And it also helps in creating fully reusable applications with less time and also with shorter code. Okay, these are the advantages of using OOP over procedural programming language. So we have already seen what are classes and object. Class is nothing but it is a template, and object is an instance of class. That is, using class template we can create multiple objects. The classes are nothing without objects. Okay, we just can't give the template. If we have template, we have to give some design, we have to give some structure for that, only then it is going to look beautiful. So classes are nothing without objects. You just can't keep with the template. Okay, you have to give more designs, more styles, more functionality to that class template, only then it will become more beautiful. So for that we have to use objects. So classes and objects will come together, and then only we can use this OOPs. Okay, object oriented programming language. Suppose if I just create individual objects, like if I just create a class of vegetables, and inside vegetables, let me just take an example of brinjal and potato. And brinjal is having different color, different weight, different taste, and also potato will be having different color, different taste, different weight, and each will be having different advantages of eating that one, and each fruit and each vegetable will be having their own benefits. So they are having the different functionality and also different all the properties. So these two vegetables, brinjal and potato, they can extract all the template from the class and they can give their own properties, they can give their own values and then create a complete object. That's all for theory part. So let's get into the practical, and we are going to see the syntax of classes, and also we will see how to create objects, and we will understand, we will give lot of examples, and we are going to explore this topic, and we are going to learn everything about PHP Oops. Now we are going to see the examples of classes and objects, how to create classes, how to create objects, and we are going to see everything about that. Before that, you can see here I have already created one folder, PHP Oops tutorial, and inside this I am having this file index.php. To run PHP scripts we need server, because PHP is server side programming language. So in our system we are going to install local server, that is I have already installed here XAMPP, okay, control panel, and inside this I am just starting this Apache, okay. This Apache will be acting as a local server for PHP, and it will help us to run PHP script inside our browser. Now here, whatever files, whatever code you are writing inside PHP, wherever you have installed XAMPP, you just have to go to that folder, and inside XAMPP folder you will be having this htdocs folder, and inside htdocs I have just created one folder called PHP Oop tutorial, and inside this I am having this index.php file. Now in this file I will be telling how to create classes and what is the syntax of classes. Okay, before that I will just write the definition of classes. Okay, it is a template, and using this template multiple objects can be created. Okay, this is the definition of classes, and object is nothing but it is an instance of class. Now we are going to see the syntax of classes, how to create. I'll just write here syntax. Now here let's take an example of books. Okay, here I'll be telling how to create the classes. You just have to write the class keyword, and here inside this, before writing that one, we are working inside PHP. So we have to write this PHP template. This is the boiler template of PHP. Here we have this, and inside this I'm just going to create class. You just have to write this class keyword, and I'll be writing my class name as book. Okay, this is the class name. Okay, you just have to write this class keyword and the class name. Class name you can give anything. If you are creating for vegetables, you can give vegetables. If you are creating for bike, okay, we have seen the example of bike, so let me just create for bike itself. I'll just give the class name as bike. Okay, you don't have to give this parenthesis. I'll just open this curly braces, and inside this class we will be having properties and methods. Okay, properties are nothing but variables what we used to create. Okay, properties are nothing but variables, and methods are nothing but functions. Okay, we will see how to create that one. Here I'm just going to give public. Okay, this you don't have to worry what is this public, we are going to see later. Okay, these are called as access specifiers. We are going to see in next sessions, but this is how we are going to create. If you don't give public, okay, by default variables and methods, okay, that is nothing but properties and methods, by default they are public. Okay, here I'm just going to create one variable. I'll give my variable name as name. Okay, you don't have to initialize value. Okay, while we are creating objects, then we will set the values, and then later on we are going to get the values. Okay, as of now this is the syntax of creating class. Okay, class, and this is the class name. And here I am just giving the variables, I am declaring the variables, and variables are nothing but properties. I'll just write here properties. Now next I am just going to give here another variable. I'll just give the color. Okay, you can give any variable names, you can give whatever properties you feel you want inside the bike, you can give that one. Okay, these are the properties I have created. Now I'll be creating methods. Okay, methods I have already told you, methods are nothing but function. So here I'm just going to write function. Okay, by default if I don't give anything it is going to be public, but as of now I'll just give here public so that we can get to know why we are giving this one public. And here inside this function I'll just give the function name as set name. Now here I'm just going to pass this variable because I have to set the name for each object, so I have to write this one. While setting I want different names for each of the bikes, so I'm just giving this parameter. Now inside this I'll be using this keyword. Okay, this keyword is nothing but it represents the current object. For whatever object we are giving this name, suppose if while creating object, if I just give here Honda, that data will be accessed, okay, using this. For that object I am just using this variable, this keyword. Okay, here I just want name, which I'll be initializing it to name. Okay, whatever I am getting, I'm just initializing that one. I'll just paste that one here. Okay, for later on for color we are going to see, but as of now I'll just comment color. Now here I'm having this one variable name, and inside this method I'm just setting the name of that particular bike. Okay, now here I'm just going to create one more function. I'll just write here public. If you don't give, then also by default it is going to be public. Here I'll just write function, and now I want to get the name. Okay, here I'm setting the name. Now here I'm just going to write get name. Okay, these two methods I have defined, and inside this I just want to return whatever I am having here. I just want to return that one. I'll just copy this. Here inside return I just want to return that one, and here I don't have to write this. I'll just remove this one. Okay, because whatever value I am having here, that will be stored inside this, and here I am just printing that one. Okay, this is how we are going to define properties. Properties are nothing but variables, and this is how we are going to define functions, and functions are nothing but methods, and this is the syntax of creating classes. Now this whatever we have created, this is the template. Now this template will be whatever properties, whatever methods I am having, this can be accessed by individual objects, and we can create multiple objects using this template, okay, using this class. Okay, this is all about classes. Classes will be having properties and methods, and inside this I'm just telling this refers to, this keyword refers to that the current object. Okay, whichever object we are creating, for that particular object we are just accessing that particular name, and we are just displaying, and we are getting it here. You can see we are getting the name here. Now we will see the syntax of how to create objects. I'll just write the comment here. I'm just going to write here syntax for creating object. Now here I have given the class name as bike, so let me just create objects of bikes. Okay, let me just give the object as Honda. Okay, you can give any bikes. Okay, you can give any bike brand. Okay, here I'm just giving Honda, and you have to write this new keyword, and whatever class name we are having, we just have to write that one. I'll copy this, and here I'm pasting that one, and you have to close in parenthesis. Okay, this is the syntax for creating objects. You just have to write this new keyword, and this is our object, that is Honda is our object, and we just have to give the class name here. Okay, this is our first object. Now in the same way I can create multiple objects, like I can create Activa. I'll just write here Activa. I just have to write here new keyword, and I have to write this class name. Okay, these objects belong to that particular class, so we are writing this bike. If you are having fruits, then you should write fruits. If you are having vegetables, then you should write vegetables. Okay, this is the syntax for creating objects. I have created two objects. First is Honda and second is Activa. Now for each, first I'm just going to set the name. Okay, here I'll just come here to set the name for objects. Okay, we are creating objects, so in PHP I'll just copy this Honda from here. I'll be pasting that one. Objects we will be representing using this arrow symbol, and inside this whatever function name we are having here, set name, I'll copy this one, and here I'm going to paste that one. Okay, now this objects whatever we are creating, they can access all the properties and methods from that particular class. Okay, which are the instance. Okay, these objects are the instance of class, so whatever properties this class is having, they can access that one. Now I'm just taking this set name function, and inside this I'm just going to set the name of that bike, that is nothing but Honda. Okay, now once I have set that one, now inside this get name I'm just returning that one. So here below this I'll just write here Honda, and I want to set that one. Here I'll be writing set name, not set name. I'll just write here get name. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm going to paste that one. Okay, I'm just going to get the name of that. I'll save this. Now here inside browser, if I refresh this one, you can see I don't have any output. Okay, let me just echo this one. I'll just echo. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as Honda. Okay, whatever I have set for this object, okay, whatever object I have created here, whatever I have set the name using this get name, I got the output. So you can say I got the output as Honda. Okay, this is how we are going to create objects, and we are going to access all the properties and methods of that particular class. Okay, now I have set the property. Now I have set the value of my first object. Now here I'll just write one echo statement, and inside this I'll just write here h1. I'll be writing here PHP Oop. I'll just close this. I'll save this. I'll just refresh this one. Now here I'm having this heading PHP Oop, and here I have this first output, that is Honda. Let me just write here tutorial. Okay, now this is just a template. Okay, I already told you this is just a template. Now we can create multiple objects. Now in the same way, okay, without copying, I'll just write again for Activa. First I'm just going to set the value. For objects we will be using this arrow symbol. Here I'm just going to set the value, and I'll just write the name as Activa. Now below this I have to get that one. Now inside this get I'm returning whatever value I'm having here, that I'm returning it here. So here I'll just write this Activa. Okay, I'll just echo this one, echo, and I just want to echo this Activa. I'll be writing this set name function. I'll save this. Is it set name or get name? I'll just write here get name. I'll just write get name. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got this Activa. Okay, it is printed in the same line. So to avoid that one, I'll just write here one break statement. I'll just write one break. I'll save this. And now here I'm having Honda and Activa. You can create many objects as you want. Okay, I'll just copy the same thing. Okay, let me just create 2 more, and here let me just give here Activa 2. Here I'll be giving Activa 3. And I'll just copy this entire thing, and here I'll just paste that one. I'll be pasting that one. I'll just write here Activa 2. I'll be writing Activa 3. Here also I'll be changing it to 2. Here I'll be writing 3. And here I'll just write 3. I'll save this. Okay, I got some error here. I'll just close using semicolon. And also here I'll be closing. I'll refresh this. Now you can see I got Activa 2 and Activa 3 as my output. Okay, this is how we can create multiple objects using the same template. Okay, using the same class we can create multiple objects, and we can get the name of that particular bike. Okay, now for each bike I just have this template. I just have to give the name, color, weight, whatever it is having, we can give that one. Okay, now for color we are going to see. Now here I have printed the name of that particular bike. Okay, now if you want to know the color of that one, I'll just uncomment this one. Now in the same way I'm just going to create the methods for that. That is nothing but our functions, and instead of this set name, let me just give here color. Okay, I'll just change it to color. I'll just give here color, and also I'll just copy this one, and here I'll be pasting that one, and here also I'll paste that one. Okay, I'm just accessing the color, okay, color property from here, and I'm just returning that inside this function. Okay, and this keyword we are going to see that one. In the same way, first I have to set the color, and then we have to get that one. Now here for Honda, I'll just copy this, and here I'll be pasting that one, and instead of this name I'll just change the color. Okay, instead of this name I'll just give here color, and here also I'll just write color. Let me just give here red. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Okay, uncaught error, call to undefined, get color. Let's see. Okay, here I'll just give here get color. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I have this Honda and I have this red color here. Okay, if I just give here break, then it will come in next line. I'll just copy this break tag from here, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this, and now if I just refresh this one, here you can see I got Honda and red color. Okay, this is my first object which is having the name of that particular bike brand and also the color of that one. Okay, now in the same way for another objects also we can just set the name, set the color, and also we can give many properties. We have weight, we have design, okay, we have many things. So we can define many properties and we can access that one, and for each individual object we can give different values. Okay, this is how we have seen how to give the name, how to give the color. Now if you just think that instead of for each, suppose if I have here weight, now again we have to do the set weight, then we have to get the weight. No, we are not going to do that one. We are not going to write this kind of program, but to understand that one, okay, what is classes and how we are creating functions inside this one, how we are creating methods, and how we are accessing that one for objects and giving individual values, I just explained you. We are not going to write like this. We are going to use the concept of constructor, and we are going to reduce this entire code. Okay, this is how you are going to create the object. You just have to give the object name, and using this new keyword we are just creating object, and this is the class name. Whatever you are creating, that is the class name. Okay, I have created 4 objects, and for each object I have set the name, and then inside I'm just getting the name. Okay, this is the PHP syntax for creating objects. Okay, for accessing the properties or values of objects, you just have to write this arrow symbol, and then only you just have to write this one. And this is the function name, and inside this set function name you can see I am passing this first parameter, and here I am just passing the name. And inside this get method, here you can see inside this I am just returning that one. And now we will see what is this keyword. Now this keyword, it refers to the current object. Okay, now suppose this is my first object, and here if I just write here set name Honda, and it will come here, Honda will come here. Okay, not here, Honda will come here, and this dot name will be given as Honda. Okay, this is going to refer to the current object. Now this will be the current object for this, and it is going to print the Honda as my output. And this keyword will be available only inside methods. Now here suppose if I just want to change the value, let me just write here Honda. I'll just give here name, and name let me just give here Honda 1. Honda 11 I'll just give. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see it is being changed to Honda 11. Okay, we are just changing the value from Honda to Honda 11. You just have to write this object name, and whatever you want to change, you just have to write that particular property, and you just have to initialize that one, and that will be the current value of this one, and that will be printed. Okay, this value what you can see, that will not be printed. This value will be printed as an output. This is how we are going to change the property value. Now we have another keyword. I'll just write here, we have another keyword, that is instance of. Okay, now this keyword is going to tell us whether this object belongs to this particular class. Okay, it is going to tell me whether this object belongs to this particular class. It is just used to check if that particular object belongs to that class or not. Okay, now we will see about this instance of keyword. Now here I'll just write the example. Now here I am having this Honda. Okay, let me just write here Activa. I'll just copy this Activa here. And here I am just going to write this var dump. Okay, now this is going to give the result in boolean value. I'll just write here var dump, and I'll just paste that one Activa object, and inside this I'll just give this instance of keyword, and here I just want to check whether it belongs to this class or not. Here I'll just copy this class name is bike. I'll just paste that class name here. I'll just copy this one, I'll just copy this entire thing from here. I'll just comment this, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'm just checking for this, so I'll just write here var dump, and this is my Activa. Okay, I'll just copy this, and below this I'm just going to paste that one. Okay, I'm just checking that whether this object belongs to this bike class. I'll just come here, I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'm getting this boolean value, and that is true, which means that this particular object, this Activa object, belongs to bike class. Now if I just write here bikes, I don't have any class with named bikes. So let's just see the output. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as false. Okay, because I don't have the class, and also this Activa class does not belong to this class, bikes class. So I'll be getting false as my output. Okay, this is all about instance of keyword. This is going to check whether this particular object belongs to that particular class or not. And we have already seen about this keyword, and this keyword, it refers to the current object, and it is only available inside methods. Okay, you can't write inside properties, it is only available inside methods, and methods are nothing but functions, and properties are nothing but our variables. Now this is all about classes and objects. We have seen how to change the values, how to change like this. Okay, we are just going to change the values like this. We have seen how to set the values, we have seen how to get the values, but each time if we create separate properties, each time we don't want to get the value, we don't want to set that value. So for that we are using the concept of constructor. Okay, now we will see how to use constructor and what is the use of using constructor. Okay, now here I am just going to comment this entire thing because it's kind of confusing. I'll just comment this entire thing. Now here we are going to see the constructor. I'll just write the comment. I'll be writing constructor. Now inside PHP we are going to write the constructor like this. You just have to write double hyphen. You just have to write here construct keyword. Construct. You have to write the same name while defining the constructor. Okay, double hyphen construct open parenthesis. Now this constructor, what it is going to do is it is executed as soon as our object is created. Okay, we will see an example on this and we will understand what is this constructor, and PHP will call automatically when our objects are created. This constructor is going to execute and we are going to get the output without setting any name and without getting any name. Okay, because we are going to pass parameters inside this constructors. First we will see without parameter how we are going to get the output, and then we will see with parameters how we are going to get the output. Okay, I'll just comment this one. Okay, this is the syntax for that one, and constructor is nothing but, at the end of the day, constructor is nothing but it is a function. Okay, now here I'll just create one more class. I'll just give the class name as book. Okay, I'm just creating one new class and I have given the class name as book. Now inside this I'll just create here access specifier public. I'll be giving here author. Next I'll just create number of pages. I'll just write here public. I'll be writing here number of pages. Okay, you can give any properties here, and these are the variables which is nothing but properties. Here I'll just write the syntax of constructor. I'm just going to define the constructor here. Now below this, first I'm just going to write this function, double hyphen, you just have to write this construct, and inside this, without parameters, I am passing this one. I just want to echo something. I'll just write here I am constructor. I'll just write here and I am executed, and I am executed successfully. Okay, this I am not passing any parameters inside this constructor. Inside this parenthesis I am not passing anything. I am just printing this one. Okay, now this constructor is going to execute as soon as our objects are created. This constructor is going to execute. Now here I'll be creating some objects. Let me just give the object name as computer science book. Let me just give here computer science. This is my object. I am just creating the object, and here I'll just give the class name, that is book. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I am constructor and I am executed successfully. As soon as I created this object, this output has been executed for me. Okay, PHP is going to execute automatically. This entire function will be executed automatically as soon as my object is getting created. Now in the same way, if I just create two more objects, I'll just write here computer science 1, computer science 2. I'll just write here 3, 4, and finally I'll just write here 5. I'll save this. I have created 5 objects, and this is going, I'll just write here science. I have created 5 objects and this function is going to execute 5 times. I'll save this. Now you can see I have only one time output. I'll refresh this one. Now each time I'll be having this output. I am constructor, I am executed successfully. I am constructor. Okay, I'll just give the break tags here, and also executed. I'll just give the break tags for each one of this. Here I'll just write here echo BR. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'm having this. I am 5 times it is going to execute and it is going to return the output. Okay, this is the constructor without passing any parameters, constructor without arguments. Now we will see an example of constructor with arguments. I'll just copy this comment from here, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll just write here with arguments. Now here I'll just comment this. I'll copy this, and here I'll be pasting that one. And also I'm just going to comment this, and below this I'll just paste that one. I'll just remove from here. Okay, this is the constructor with arguments. I'll just write the comment here, constructor with arguments. Now we are going to see an example of this. You can see I have already created class, and inside this I am having 2 variables, that is 2 properties, author and number of pages, and we have seen the example of constructor without arguments. Now we are going to see constructor with arguments. Now inside this constructor I am just going to pass one argument, that is nothing but author. I just want to get that author name. Before we have seen we have to set the name and then we are going to get that one. Now using constructor we are just going to reduce the code, and instead of setting that one directly we are giving that inside this constructor. Here I'll be using this keyword, and here I just want to give author. Author is equal to $author. Okay, whatever author we are giving, we are just giving that one and we are assigning that value here. We are getting the value from the object and we are just storing that one. Now to get this data, here I am just going to create one more function. I'll just give my function name as get author. Okay, you can give any function name, you are not limited to giving function name, and this is going to return, okay, this is going to return the author name. I'll just return this one, and here I just want to return whatever value I got from object that is been stored inside this. I just want to return that one. Okay, now here I am just going to create object. Inside this we are just going to pass this parameter. Okay, whatever I am having here argument, we are just going to pass that one. Here I'll just write the same book name. I'll just copy this one, and here I'll be pasting that one. Okay, I'll just change the spelling to computer, and also here I'm just going to change to computer. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here I don't have any output because I have to call this get author function here. Now below this I'm just going to echo that one. I'll just write here echo, and inside this I just want author. I'll be writing author, arrow symbol, and here I just want to call this function. I'll just copy this function, and here I'm going to paste that one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. I got error. Okay, here we just have to give our object name. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as computer science. Okay, whatever parameter I have passed here, that has been executed here. Okay, this will be taken by this one, and here we are just initializing that value, and here we are just printing that one. Okay, whatever value we got here, computer science, that we are storing inside this, and here we are just getting that one, and here I am just echoing that one. Okay, in PHP to print any data we have this echo, and here using this object I am just calling this function. Okay, this function is inside this class, and objects can access the properties and methods of that particular class. So using this object I am just calling this function, and inside this function I am just returning whatever I got as the output here. Okay, computer science I got, and that I am returning as the output. Okay, now here I got the output as computer science. Okay, in the same way I can create multiple objects. I'll just copy this one, and here I am going to paste that one. Instead of computer science, let me just give here Python book. Python book. I'll just copy this Python book from here. Here I'll be pasting that one, and here also I'll just paste that one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as Python book as well. Okay, this is how we are going to pass the parameters. We are going to pass the parameters here, and we are going to pass the arguments here, and we are going to get the output. Okay, we can pass multiple arguments as well. Now here if I just pass the same, this one, okay, this entire thing, I'll just copy this, and here I am going to paste that one. Now in the same way I'll just paste that. I'll just paste that number of pages, and also here number of pages. I'll just copy this function. Okay, this constructor function is going to reduce whatever we are setting. We are creating separate function to set that one. We are just going to reduce that one, and we are just passing that parameters inside this constructor itself. Now here I am just going to write here number of pages. I'll just write here pages. I'll copy this function. Here you can see we are passing two arguments, so we have to pass here two parameters. I'll just give here number of pages is 60, and here I'll be giving number of pages is 90, and also we have to call the function, and here I'll just write here this function. Okay, get pages. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to write that get pages. I'll copy the same thing, and here I'll just paste get pages. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here I am having this computer science. Okay, let me just give here get author. Okay, let me just give here this one. Okay, this number of pages. I'll copy this, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the number of pages. Computer science is having 60 pages, and Python book is having 90 pages. Okay, this is how we are going to get the output. If you want, you can give break lines. Okay, break lines as well. I'll just come here. I'll copy this break line. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm going to paste that. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see computer science I'm having 60 pages, Python book I'm having 90 pages. Okay, this is how we are going to use constructor without arguments, and with arguments you can pass as many arguments you want. While creating the objects, we are just passing that whatever arguments we are passing here, that value we are passing here as a parameter, and we are getting the output. Okay, we don't have to create separate function like set author name, set number of pages, set color, set width. We are just creating constructor, and constructor is called automatically when our objects are created. Okay, we don't have to execute that one. It is called automatically in PHP. Okay, you can create multiple objects, you can pass parameters, you can get any number of data here. Okay, in the same way we are having destruct function. Okay, here I am just going to write that one. Below this I'll just write one comment. I'll be writing here destructor. Now this, what it is going to do is, as soon as our PHP script ends, this is going to destroy all the objects. Okay, it is going to end the life of all the objects. Here I'll just write this. You have to write this double hyphen and you have to write this destruct, open and close parenthesis. Okay, this is the syntax. And destruct is it, and destruct is also a function like constructor, but it is going to destroy all the objects as soon as our PHP script ends. Now here below this, if I just create this one, I'm just going to write this function, and inside this I'll just write this destruct method. Okay, destruct function, and inside this let me just give echo. I will be writing here I am destroyed. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see here I am getting this I am destroyed. I am destroyed 2 times because here I am having 2 objects. Okay, computer science is 1 object and Python book is 1 object, because 2 objects I have created and these 2 objects has been destroyed. Now if I just want to see which object is been destroyed, here inside this one I am just going to write this, and here I just want to see the author name. I'll just write here author name. I'll just come here, I'll just copy this entire thing, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this, and also I'll be closing this inside curly braces. I'll save this one. I'll refresh this. See, first I am destroyed Python book and then I am destroyed computer science. Okay, as soon as our PHP script ends, it is going to come here, whatever last object we are having, that is being destroyed first, and then we are having this, whatever first object we are having, that will be destroyed later. Okay, it will go in bottom up approach and we are going to get the output like this. Okay, if I just give here break tag, I'll just write here br. I'll save this. I'll just refresh this one. Now you can see I am destroyed. First is been destroyed Python book and second I have computer science book. Okay, if I create another object, I'll just copy this entire thing and here I'll be pasting that one, and let me just give here social science. Let me just give here social science. I'll copy this. Here I'll be pasting that one. I'll just paste and I'll just give here 190. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Okay, first social science object is been destroyed, second Python book object is been destroyed, and third finally computer science object is been destroyed. Okay, as soon as the PHP script ends and if we are having this destructor function, this is going to destroy all the objects and everything will be destroyed. This is all about constructor and destructor. Constructor, it is going to execute as soon as our objects are created, and destructor is going to destroy all the objects. As soon as it reaches end of the PHP script, it is going to destroy all the objects. Okay, constructors can be with arguments and without arguments, and you can access the data, and you don't have to create separate function for setting the name and setting all the properties. You can just create constructor function, and inside that you can pass the parameters, you can pass the arguments, and you can get the data. Okay, and while creating the objects inside this, you just have to pass this data and you are going to get that data here. Okay, you have get author, get pages, you have get weight, get color. Okay, whatever you want you can give. Okay, based on your requirement, based on your kind of project, you can give any properties here. You can define as many as functions you need. Okay, now next we are going to see about access modifiers. Okay, here if you notice, I have written this public here. Okay, I have written this public. If I don't give this public, then also by default it is public, but we are having 3 types of access modifiers. We have public, we have private, and we are protected. Now for each we are going to understand that one. We are going to see example of each one of this, and we will see what is the use of using public access specifier, private access specifier, and also protected access specifier. All are important and we will see one by one. Now we are going to study about access modifiers. Okay, before that I'm just going to delete this entire thing, whatever we have done. Now here I'll just write this PHP boiler template. I'll be closing this one, and inside this I just want to print this one. I'll just do echo. I'll be writing here access modifiers. Now here we have three types of access modifiers. That is, first one is we have public, second we have public, second we have protected, and finally we have private. Okay, these are three types of access specifiers, and these are very important when we want to get to know the properties and methods which are defined inside the classes. To get the access of that particular properties and functions, we are going to give this access specifiers. Okay, public means we can access the properties and methods anywhere inside this one. This is by default. If you don't give any access modifier to any variables and functions, then default it is going to be public. We are going to see example of each of this, and then we are going to understand the definitions of that. Okay, here I'm just going to write the class syntax. I'll just create the class as vegetable now. Now inside this, I'll just give public access specifier, and let me just give here name. Okay, that is name of the vegetable. Now next I'm just going to give public, and let me just give the color of the vegetable. Okay, you can give any properties. Now here I'm just going to give one function. I'll just create one function. Before that I'm just going to give the access specifier as public. I'll be creating one function, and inside this function I'm just going to give the function name. Let me just give the function name as set name. Okay, you can give any function name as well, and inside this I just want to set the name. Now here I'll be using this keyword. Okay, we have already seen this. What is this keyword? This keyword is referring to the current object. Now here I want name, so I'll be writing name, and whatever name I am getting using the parameter, I'm just initializing that one to this particular object. Now here I'm just going to set that one. I'll just write here public. I'll be writing here function, and this function name I'll just give here get name. Get name, and inside this I just want to return this. Whatever I am having, I just want to return this one. I'll just copy this entire thing from here, and here I'm just going to paste that one. Okay, this we are talking about public access specifier. Now this public can be accessed anywhere. Now here outside this class I'm just creating objects. First I'm just going to create brinjal. Okay, and inside this is the syntax to create objects. You just have to write this new keyword, and whatever class name we are having, I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just pasting that one. Okay, this is how we are going to create objects. Now here I just want to set the name of this particular object. I'll just copy this. Here I'm just going to paste that one, and here I'll just call this function here set name. I'll copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that, and inside parenthesis I just want to give brinjal. Okay, here I'm just setting the name. Now here I want to get the name. I'll just copy this brinjal, and here I'm just going to set that one. Okay, I just want to get that particular vegetable name. I'll just copy this get name function, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this. Now here this was our previous output. I'll just refresh this one. Now you can see here I got the output as access modifiers, because here I have echoed that one. Now here to get this output I just have to echo this. I'll just write here echo. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now here you can see I got the output as brinjal. Now here let me just give here break. Okay, so that I'll get the output in another line. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now here I'm having this brinjal. Okay, using this public we can access this particular variable. Okay, we can access this variable. We can access the function outside the class, and we are getting the output. Now we are going to see about protected. Protected is nothing but the variables and the methods which are defined using protected access modifiers can be accessed only within the class, and also the classes which are derived from that class. Okay, derived you don't have to worry. We are going to see inheritance, and in that we are going to learn about what are derived classes. Okay, here you just have to understand the variables and methods which are defined using protected are accessed within the class, and also the classes which are derived from the class. For name, let me just give here protected. Now for name I have given the access modifier as protected, and function both are public, and here I can access that one. Okay, because outside the class I can access public functions. Okay, name I am not accessing here, so I'll be getting the output. If I refresh this one, you can see I'll be getting the output. But if I just make the function as protected, I'll just paste that one here. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'll be getting an error. Call to protected method vegetable set name from context. Okay, you can see we can't call this function because it is protected now, and this whatever we are having here that can be accessed within this class itself. Okay, within this class and the classes which are derived from this class, only those functions and methods can access this protected access modifier. Okay, this is all about protected. If I just give here protected, I'll copy this and here I'm going to give protected, and here let me just give here public. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'm getting the same error, call to protected method vegetable. Here I'm getting get name. Now my get name is protected and here I can't call this get name. I'll just comment this one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now I will not be having any error and nothing will be printed because I have not echoed anything. So I will not be having any output. Okay, this is all about protected. Using public access specifier, we can access the variables and functions anywhere inside the program, but using protected, only within the class and the classes which are derived from that class, only those variables and methods can be accessed. Now we are going to see about private access modifier. The methods and properties which are defined as private, they will be accessed only within the class. Okay, not even the classes which are derived from the class, only within the class they will be accessed. Now here if I just give here private, okay, this is private function. I'll save this. Okay, let me just give here public. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'll be getting an error, call to private method vegetable set name. Okay, because my set name function is private now, outside the class I can't call this. Okay, that's why I am getting the error. Okay, this is all about access modifiers, public, protected and private. Public can be accessed anywhere, protected can be accessed only within the class and the classes which are derived from that class, and private is only within the class. Now next we are going to see inheritance and we will understand what are derived classes, what are superclass, what are base classes. Okay, one by one we are going to learn now. Now we are going to see about inheritance, and we have seen that using protected access modifier we can access the properties and functions of the class and also from the derived class. Okay, now we are going to see what is this derived class and what is this inheritance. Okay, here I'm just going to write this echo, and inside this let me just create one h1 and here I'll just write here inheritance. I'll save this. Now here if I just show you the output, I'll refresh this one. Here I'm having this output inheritance. Now inheritance is nothing but if I just take an example of our parents and ourselves. If my father loves singing, then there are chances that even I love singing and even I will go in that particular field. Okay, I'm just extracting all the properties, all the things from my father. Okay, this is all about inheritance. Inheritance, the child class which are derived from the parent class, they can access all the properties and methods from the parents, and child can have extra properties as well, extra methods as well. Suppose if my father knows singing and even I know singing, that means I'm taking all the things from my father. But if I know painting and if my father doesn't know painting, that means I'm having some extra quality, that is I know painting. Okay, this is all about inheritance. A class can be derived from another class, and this class, whatever we are deriving, it can have all the properties from the parent class and also some additional features inside that, additional methods and additional properties as well. Okay, now we are going to see this example and then you will understand that in more better way. First we are going to see all the public, using public access modifier, how to access that one, and then we are going to see how to access the protected access modifier. And private we cannot access because private will be accessed only within the class. Now we are going to see the example of public and protected in inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but when a class is derived from another class. Whatever child class it is having, that child class can access all the public and protected methods from the parent class. And also in addition it can have many properties and methods. Okay, now we are going to create example. Okay, now here I'll be creating class and let me just give the class name as parent. Okay, so that we will get to know what is parent and what is child. Let me just give here surname. Okay, by default if I don't give any access modifier, then that means it is public, and here let me just give here weight. Now here I'll be creating some more functions. I'll just give here set name, and inside this function I'm just going to give that surname. Now inside this I just want to get this name, so I'm just writing this one, this keyword, and inside this I just want this surname. I'll be writing this surname. I'll just write this one equal to, and I'll be initializing whatever value I got from here, that value I want. I'll just paste that one here. Now I just want to get this name. I'll just copy this same thing and here I'm just going to paste that one. Okay, these are the properties and functions. These variables, these properties and methods are for my parent. Okay, now here I'm just going to give here get name. I'll just write here get name, and inside this I'm just going to remove this, and here I just want to return this one. Whatever I am having here, I just want to return that. Whatever value I got while creating object, I am just returning that one. Okay, this we have already seen how to create classes, how to give properties and methods. Now this is about public. Let me just write here var, and also here I'll be writing var. Okay, this is the var keyword. You don't have to worry about this. We have var, we have const. You can give anything here. I'm just giving var here. I'll save this, and here I'll be getting error because parent I can't use as the class name because it is already reserved in PHP. So let me just write here parent1. I'll just write here parent1. I'll save this, and now I don't have any error. Now this is the class we have created, and if you don't give public, then you can just give here var, but by default it is going to be public, so you don't have to define public here. If I just remove this one and if I just give here public, I'll save this, then also it is going to work. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that. Okay, now here I am having this surname and weight for my parent, and inside this I'm having some functions. Now outside this I'm just going to create one child class, and I'm going to extend all the properties and methods. Whatever my parent is having, I just want all the properties and method for my child class. So child class I'm just going to create here. I'll just write here child1, and this child is going to extend. Okay, you just have to write this extends keyword, and this is extending from this parent. Okay, I'll just copy this one, and here I'm going to paste that. Okay, I'm just creating one more class, that is child1, and I am extending all the properties from the parent class. Okay, this is the syntax for creating, this is the syntax for derived classes. Now here inside this child class can access all the properties and functions of this class. So everything it can access, and in addition to that it can have some more method and some more properties. Now here I'll just copy this one, I'll be pasting that one, and instead of this, let me just write here painting. And here I'll just write here echo. I'll be writing here I know painting. I'll save this. Now for this child class we have to create object. I'll just write here, I'll just write object name child1, and here we have to create like this new, and this is our class name. I'll copy this, and here I'm going to paste that one because this class is going to extend all the properties from the parent class. So we are creating object for this child class. Now this child class is having this function as well as it can access this function. Now here if I want to access this particular function painting, I'll just have to write this child1. I'll copy this, and here I'm going to paste that one, and here I just want to print this. I'll just copy this painting, and here I'm just going to paste that one. Okay, I'm just accessing whatever function it is having inside this particular class. I'm just accessing that one. Here I'll just do echo. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as I know painting. Okay, this function is inside this class itself, and that I can print. But now if I just want to print this one, okay, if I just want to set the name, and then if I want to get the name, and this function is defined inside this parent class, but I have extended that all the properties of parent class here, so I can use this function now. Now we will see the example of that. Now here I'm just going to set that one. So first I'll just copy this. I'll copy this one, here I'll be pasting that one, and here I'll just write here set name. Okay, whatever my function name is having, and inside this I'm just going to write my name. Now I just want to echo whatever name I'm having, I just want to echo that one. So for that I'll just copy this entire thing, and here I'm just going to paste that one, and from here I'll just write here set name. Not set, I'll just write here get name. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as Khanam here. Okay, this is how it is going to work. Now here let me just give here one break statement so that I'll get one break. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. You can see I know painting and the name I got. Okay, whatever I am having inside this, whatever function I am having inside this class, that whatever function and methods properties I am having inside this class, that I can extend, that I can access that inside this particular class. Okay, this is all about inheritance. Here we are deriving, we are just getting all the properties and methods of the parent class to the child class, and child class can have additional properties and methods as well. Now instead of this set name, we have already seen the concept of constructor. We don't have to write this. Now here we are just going to create constructor. I'll just write here function, and inside this I'm just going to write this construct keyword. And here I'm just going to pass two parameters, that is surname as surname, and let me just give here weight. Surname and weight, and inside this function I just want the name and I just want surname and weight. I'll copy this, I'll be pasting that one here. Again I'll copy, instead of this surname and this surname I'll just give here weight. I'll save this. Okay, now using this constructor I got all this output. Now here inside this, when I'm calling this one, here itself I'm just going to write the name. I'll just write here Khanam, and weight let me just give here 50 or 60. I'll save this. I'm just going to remove this. I'll just comment this one, and here I just want to get the weight as well. I just want to show that one, so I'll be removing this. I'll just write here weight. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now here I am just getting the error, call to undefined method child1 method. Okay, I don't have this function here. Let me just create that function here. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that, and instead of this let me just give here get weight, and here I'm just going to give weight. I'll copy this entire function get weight, and here I'll just paste that one. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'm having this output Khanam and 50. Okay, this is how we are going to pass the constructor, and inside constructor we are passing this arguments, and here I'm just getting the surname and weight while creating object. As soon as I created this object, inside this itself I'm directly passing the values, and here I'm just accessing that one, okay, using this get name and get weight functions, and these functions are defined inside the parent class, and here I'm just returning whatever value I got, and this class and whatever properties and methods this class is having, that can be accessed by the child class as well. Okay, this is all about public. By default they are going to be public, and we can access public access modifier anywhere inside the code. Now we are going to see about protected, because protected can be accessed only within the class and the classes which are derived from the parent class. Let me just give this function name as protected. I'll save this, and now if I come here, if I refresh this one, here you can see I'll be getting this error, call to protected method parent1 get weight. Okay, because get weight is protected now. Get weight is protected, and this can be accessed only within this class and also only the classes which are derived from this particular class. Okay, now here I can't access this protected class outside the class. I can't access this one here. Okay, now my get weight is protected, so here I'll be getting this error when I call this one. If I just comment this one, I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I'll be having everything. Okay, it's working completely fine, but as soon as I give this one, then I'll be getting error, because this is protected method, this is protected access specifier, and I can't access this one outside the class. It can be accessed only within this particular class or classes which are derived from that particular class. Instead of this, let me just write here this keyword, and I want to access this particular function get weight. I'll copy this, and here I'm going to paste that one. I'll save this. Now if I refresh this one, I'll be getting this error get weight from context. So here I'll just comment this one, okay, so that I'll not be getting any error. I'll refresh this one. Now here you can see I'm not getting the weight, because inside this painting function, inside this class child function, I'm accessing, okay, whatever function I'm having inside the class, inside the parent class, and that function is having protected access modifier. So that function I am accessing inside this child class. So for here I just have to return that one, only then I'll be getting output. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as 50 here. Okay, which means that this value, okay, let me just comment this as of now, get name. I'll refresh this. Now you can see I got the output as 50 here. Now which means that I am able to access this function here. But if I don't access that one here, and if I directly call the function here, then I'll be getting the error. But here if I just return that function whatever my parent class is having, and then here if I am accessing that one, then it is going to work. Okay, this is all about inheritance. Inheritance is nothing but creating classes which will be extending all the properties from the parent class, and in addition to that they will be having extra properties and methods. Okay, using public we can access properties and methods anywhere inside the code, but using protected, that properties and methods can be accessed only within that class, and also the classes which are derived from the parent class, protected access modifier can be used there. Directly if I just call this function which is having protected access specifier, then I'll be getting this error that it's not possible and we can't call protected access modifier. Okay, this is all about inheritance, and next we are going to see how to override the properties, how to override functions. Now we are going to see how to override inherited methods. Suppose inside parent class, okay, let me just create one function here. I'll just create one function, and for this function let me just give the function name as message. Now inside this I'll just want to print something. I'll just write this echo, and here I'll be writing I am from parent. I am from parent message. Okay, I am from parent. Okay, now here I am having this function, and this function whatever I am having here, that can be accessed by this child class. Now if I just write here, I'll just comment this entire thing now. Now below this I just want to get this, I just want to print this output I am from parent. So for that I'll just copy this class, and here I'll be calling the function name that is nothing but message. Okay, I'll just come here, I'll copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that function name. I'll save this, and also I just have to echo this one, only then I'll be getting the output. I'll save this, I'll refresh this. Now you can see I got the output as I am from parent. But here, if whatever function I'm having here, whatever method I'm having inside the parent class, if I have the same method inside this child class, and here if I just write here I am from child, what output I'll be getting if I call this one? Okay, what output I'll be getting if I just write this, whether I'll be getting this output or whether I'll be getting this output. Okay, let's just see here. I'll refresh this one. You can see I got the output as I am from child. Okay, now this function, what it is going to do is it is going to override this parent function, and whatever function I am having inside child, that will be executed. If I am having the same function name, then this function whatever I am having inside child, only that will be executed and this will be overridden. Okay, this is not going to execute because it is going to override this one, and this output will be printed whatever I am having inside this child class. Now maybe in future you want that whatever class you are giving here, that class properties and methods should not be accessed by any other class. Okay, you should not derive that class, and you should not access all the properties and methods of that particular class inside another class. Okay, so for that we have final keyword, and inside this main class, if you just give here final, if you just give this word final keyword, I'll save this, and now once I have given this final, here I can't extend any of this. You can see here I already got the error, and if I just come here and if I hover on this, you can see class child1 may not inherit from final class. Okay, now in future we cannot create another class from this particular class, and we can't access any properties of this class once we give this final keyword to this class. Okay, that is to the parent class. I'll refresh this one. Now here I'll be getting this error, class child1 may not inherit from final class parent1. Okay, this is how we are going to write the final keyword. If you don't want any other classes to access all these properties and functions of the parent class, then you can just give the final keyword to the parent class, and this will not allow us to create any child class. Now from here I'm just going to remove this final keyword from here so that I'll not be getting any error. I'll save this. Now here I am having this output I am from child. Okay, now we have already seen how to override methods. Now we are going to talk about one more keyword, that is nothing but const. This const is used when we don't want to change any values. When the value is constant, then we can use this const keyword. Okay, if you just have some constant data which you feel that it should not be changed, then you can use this constant keyword and you can create variables. Let me just write this const keyword, and inside this let me just write here hello. Okay, this is my variable name, and inside this I'm just going to write here I am Khanam, and here I'll just write here hi, I am Khanam. I'll save this. Now to print this data, whatever I'm having here, to print that data, what we have to do is whatever class name we are having, we just have to write that one. I'll just copy this one. Outside this class, I'm just going to paste that class name, and you just have to use this scope resolution operator, and inside this whatever variable name you have given here, I'll copy this, and here I'm just going to paste that variable name. And also I just want to give here echo. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I got the output as hi, I am Khanam. Okay, this is how we are going to access the constant keyword values, and we are going to print that one. Whatever class name you are having, you have to write that one, and you have to use this scope resolution operator, and whatever variable name you have given, that you have to write here. Now if I want this constant inside this particular function, here let me just write here, instead of this message, I'll just comment this one, and below this I'm just going to write here echo, and inside the function we can access that value using this self keyword. Here I'm just going to write this self, and here I'll be using this scope resolution operator and also this one. Okay, whatever variable name I'm having here, I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to paste that one. I'll save this, and also here now I have to call this function. Before that I'm just going to comment this child function because it will override then. I'll just comment this entire thing, and inside this parent class I'm having this function. Now for this parent class I have to create object, only then I'll be getting the output. I'll just copy this one, and here I'm just going to comment this, and here I'm just going to create one variable. I'll just give my variable name as const data, and here inside this I'm just creating one object new. I'll be pasting my class name. Okay, my class name is parent, I'm just giving that one. Now I want to print this value. Okay, whatever I'm having inside this variable, that is nothing but hi, I am Khanam, I want to print that one. So for that I'll just copy this function, and here below this first I'm just going to write this const data variable, and here I just want to print that one. I'll save this, and I just want to echo this. I'll just write here echo. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Here it is telling that uncaught argument count error, because here I have already created one constructor, and inside this constructor I am passing this 2 arguments. Okay, because while creating object, our constructor will execute as soon as our object is created, and I have created object and I have not passed any arguments inside that, so I'll be getting this error. So to avoid that one, as of now I'm just commenting this one. Otherwise, while you are creating objects, you can directly pass these arguments and you can get the data. As of now I'll just comment this one. I'll refresh this. Now you can see I got the output as hi, I am Khanam. If I uncomment this, and inside this while creating object, if I just give the name, I'll just give here Khanam, and here next I am having the weight. I'll just give here 50. I'll save this. I'll refresh this one. Now you can see I will not be having any error, and I got the output as hi, I am Khanam. Okay, this is all about const keyword. Final we have seen. Once we give final, then we cannot derive any classes, and once we give this constant, we can access the values using scope resolution operator, and we are going to get the output. Now next we are going to see about abstract classes.